According to a joint study by the American Institutes for Research and the National Center on Family Homelessness, last year in the United States, 1 in 30 children experienced homelessness. Our correspondent Mary McCarthy has the details.
Never in my wildest dreams. I never thought I would ever be homeless.
Donna was recently evicted from her apartment after a minor dispute with the landlord. She's the age of a grandmother, but busy raising a niece and nephew, and the three of them suddenly no longer had a home.
Always worried about the kids. You know, we can't do this because of the kids. I can't do, so my kids were always number one.
Nationwide studies show their case is far from rare.
In Metro Denver, from some of the studies, families are the majority of the homeless population, which often is shocking to many people because you don't always see families out on the streets. You might see individuals, you may have a male stereotype, but you don't always see, a mom and 2 kids walking around or panhandling or anything like that.
Even in a region with one of the strongest economies in the U.S., the effects of the 2008 financial downturn and mortgage crisis are still being felt, with homeless shelters in the Denver area full to capacity.
The top reasons in Metro Denver for homelessness are job loss and home loss. And the third reason is actually a family breakup. So it can be an illness, it can be a death, it can be a divorce, things like that. And a lot of times what families experience are a cycle of different things. So maybe one thing happens that leads to another thing, and then they can't get out of that cycle.
Donna, 12-year-old Kilea, and 10-year-old Bernard bounced from one hotel to another, and after a few months got a place in this transitional housing shelter. Here they share a single room and have access to the in-house cafeteria and this entertainment area for children.
When we got here, all we had was the clothes on our back.
Kilea and Bernard say living in hotels was hard.
Because there really wasn't a way for us to get to school.
Now they still have a long bus journey to school, but overall they like living here.
The food is good sometimes. Most of the time, no. I made a lot of friends.
I got to make new friends.
Experts say that homelessness can have a traumatic effect on young people.
A lot of times they have to grow up too fast. There are situations they have to go through that maybe not everyday kids have to go through, like sleeping in a car, sleeping in motels, taking care of younger siblings.
Donna hopes that within the next year she'll get into low-income housing and the kids can get some of the stability and space they desperately need.
I'd just like to move from here into low-income housing somewhere. It would be nice to be in our own place again, where the kids can have their own bedroom.
In 2010, the U.S. federal government announced a program aiming to eradicate child and family homelessness by 2020. But with the number of young people without stable housing on the rise, that goal seems further and further out of reach. Mary McCarthy for Telesur, Denver.